Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday service at the Center for Spiritual Living Capistrano Valley, coming from my home. I'm Heather Clark, and it's my joy to welcome you here this morning. We're going to begin with a short meditation. And this morning for meditation, always the purpose is to get still, to get comfortable, and get your mind so that it's clear and focused. So this morning, I'm going to invite you to do a breath meditation where you breathe in to 4 and then out to the count of 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. So first get comfortable. And if you need to stretch or yawn, that's always a good thing to get ready for a meditation. And get the music on here. So letting your body just get comfortable. Keep your posture straight, back straight. Feet flat on the floor, and have an intention for deep relaxation. And so we just begin by noticing if we're breathing in or breathing out, and then slowing the breath. Perhaps taking a couple of deep breaths and letting your body fully relax with the exhale. Particularly letting those shoulders relax, the neck relax. And then when you're ready, simply put your attention on the breath. Let it settle into your body. So that this is an inner process, a process of noticing the inner self. Breathing in and out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, letting my voice slip away, doing your internal count. It's just to keep your breath rhythmic. Just let it be what it is. And make yourself available to that power of and presence within you that is God within. And as our time comes to a close, you will hear the bell rung 3 times. The first time you hear it, let it represent coming back to the awareness of the space you're in. And with the second gong of the bell, let that mind, that is divine mind, be in you, that was also in Christ Jesus. And then for the third ring of the bell, let it simply be gratitude for all the good that is. That was kind of a little wimpy bell. I'm going to start this morning with another piece that Diane King Band recorded for us, and then I will begin my message. So, but I'm going to disappear for a moment, so don't worry. It's planned. It's a planned disappearing act.
Here we are at the perfect time and the perfect place. Showing up with an open mind and all this space. Anything can happen here. We all play a part. Here's an invitation to the center of the heart. Take my hand. Here we go. What's the plan? We don't have to know. Take a breath, make a start. Welcome home to the center of the heart. Here we are at the perfect time and the perfect place. Showing up with an open mind and all this grace. Anything can happen here. We all play our part. We're all in this together at the center of the heart. Take my hand. Here we go. What's the plan? We don't have to know. Take a breath, make a start. Welcome home to the center of the heart. Welcome home to the center of the heart.
was so beautiful, Diane. Thank you so much. Well, we'll see. You'll tell me whether this is working or not. When I first started to do this, accidentally I turned on these filters and I didn't know what was going on. So I'm madly texting Julie and she said, "Oh, you can just change that." I thought, well, today my message is unwritten and it really is about the creative process, about creativity. And I thought, what better way to do it than by actually playing with the topic. So, Unwritten. And the title itself comes from a song that was popular in 2009 by Natasha Bedingfield. It's called Unwritten. And the lyrics are, "I am unwritten. Can't read my mind. I'm undefined. I'm just beginning. The pen's in my hand. Ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the windows, the dirty windows, and let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself with words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten." Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. Unwritten. The creative process. You know, Ernest Holmes talked about creativity and the creative process all the time because one of the words he used for God is creative mind. And it is that fact. The master teacher Jesus says, "It is done unto you as you believe." So our beliefs become our experiences, become our lives, become our manifestations, our relationships. They become whatever it is that we're passionately declaring, whether for good or for ill. So it's time to think about. And you might be wondering, why would I talk about this topic given what we're in, the coronavirus? There couldn't be a better time. There couldn't be a better time because some of us are making excuses that it's too hard to be by ourselves. It's too lonely. I want to be with my peeps so that I can hug and be with them and feel their presence. So I know. Anyway, I have a true story that I want to share with you. It's about the person. His name is Doug Dietz, and Doug was an engineer, planner. He created the MRI scanning machine. And he was so proud of his achievement because it was going to be able to diagnose people. People were going to be able to find out all sorts of things about their brains and about themselves. And anyway, so he actually is from Milwaukee. And he went to the hospital where this machine was, and he was so proud. It was his baby. And he was going and he looked at it. It was all bright and shiny and, you know, metal, and it was new, brand new, and it was his. And he just felt so good. And so he came out of the room and he was looking down the hallway. And in the hallway, he saw a couple of adults holding the hand of a small child. And as the child came closer, the father got down to her level and said, "We talked about this. you're going to be brave. And the little girl was crying and crying. He was so surprised that they were going to go into the room of his child, what he had created. His heart cracked. He found out later that children at that time were so fearful of that MR scanner that they'd often have to be given anesthetics. So they'd have to be sedated in order to experience this this diagnosis. So he set to work. He thought there has to be a better way. There has to be something that I can do that won't be scaring the living daylights out of these little ones that need the test. And he actually employed some little ones, kindergarten kids, and even younger and older kids, and a team of people to see what he could come up with. And eventually, they came up with 9 different ideas that they put into place. The first one was make the MRI and the whole room surrounding it, make it like a pirate ship. And make that the opening that seemed so small and so scary to the little girl, make it the wheels of this big ship, the captain's wheel. So they did that, and he actually got to witness many children, but one at a time, of course. But one of the things that was the most meaningful to him is that he created this, and he was talking with a couple of the parents after, and the little girl came up and she was tugging at her mother's blouse. She said, and the mother just finally, somewhat impatiently said, "Yes, honey, what is it? What is it that you want?" And the child said, "Can we come back tomorrow? Can we come back tomorrow?" It cracked Doug Dietz's, the developer, the planner, the creator, cracked his heart wide open that this child had not only not been afraid, but it was such a moving experience for her. She wanted to come back and do it again. He thought, well, that was a good thing for the parents and for the kids. What he didn't expect was, because he was flooded with tears when he had seen this, and then he saw the technician who couldn't even control herself. She was sobbing so much. And she said, "This is why I went into medicine, to do good in a kind way." To me, that is such a moving story. The other designs he has, one of them is a canoe where right from outside the room, it looks like there are rocks that the kids have to stand, they have to stand on, and then they get into the canoe and have to lay very quiet in the canoe so that so they can catch the flying fish. So imaginative and such a wonderful tribute. His creativity caught fire because of his great disappointment. So whatever it is that we're going through right now, and I know many of us are, all of us are sheltering in place, and many have had changes of their income. Many are working and working harder than ever at home, but working from home. And so for me, that harder than ever was learning how to do this and still be comfortable and still be on point of what it is that I wanted to say. So even in the muck and mire of things, Emerson said, something sings. Even in this time that we're going through, where we see so many people in the United States and all around the world losing their lives to this virus. So what I know is something wonderful is happening. We can use this time not to be at war with this virus, although I think that's probably acceptable for the people that do war. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to love this virus, to love it so that it has no place to land, no place to hurt, no place to cause harm. So, and the contagion then will be a contagion of love and kindness, which I already see that contagion starting. People's kindness toward one another, people's celebration of themselves and each other. So beautiful to see. So, the creative process is simply this. One of Ernest's books, actually his book Creative Mind, he says if 51% of your consciousness is more positive than negative, then your life experiences will be positive, will be something that you enjoy, that you love. So that's where affirmation, spiritual mind treatment, and meditation come in. We do our practices so we can remind ourselves of the truth of life. And here's the truth that we believe. We believe that there's only one life, and that life is God's life, and that life is greater than any of us could even conceptualize. Although each one of us is an expression of it. We're in it and of it, and yet we're not all of it, because it's more than we are. And its whole nature is to create out of itself, is to make new, to manifest, to bring forth new, good, new of itself. So this divine presence that is good and good only is creative, and it's bringing forth things on the outer. One of the things I saw a few weeks ago on Facebook, and then someone said it to me as well, was the whole thing about, I did this for you, and it was talking to the virus, and the virus said, the person said, but I don't want it. I don't want to change. This is frightening to me. And the bottom line is, you're not changing, you're becoming. You're becoming more of who you were created to be. More kind, more persistent, more generous. So at this time, though, where it's heartbreaking to see so many millions, thousands at least we can see, that are hungry, that have not enough food, and knowing that part of our responsibility is to see the Christ there and to feed those beings. It's not to do it out of fear, but because we know who we are, because we know that there's something wonderful that we can give, that we can do. And this trying time right now allows us to bring forth creativity. I've seen so much of that on the television stations have been attempting to do that. There was a wonderful Disney singers that did the music from various Disney shows. It was supposed to be a sing-along, but if you could sing along to that, good on you. And then last night was this 2-hour special that was around the world, musicians, doctors, nurses from all around the world, everyone. It certainly makes me more aware that our little corner, San Clemente, California, it's affecting us. Yes, it is. but ours is just a teeny little corner of a planet. And Wayne Dyer used to say, it doesn't make sense to draw up sides on a world that is round, on a planet that is round. We're all in it together. That seems to be the slogan everyone's using. We're all in it together. So what I am for this week, and what I encourage each one to be, is to be setting your intention for when we're able to meet again. What newness can you bring to that? What can you bring that is greater than what you brought before? Can you tell the truth more rapidly? Can you be less fearful? Can you quit blaming yourself or others? Can you be gentle? Can you be sweet and loving? And of course, the answer to all those questions is yes, you can. So next, ask yourself, will I be? Will I be gentle? Will I be sweet? Sounds like que sera, sera. But don't worry, I'm not going to burst out into song. It's just a time for us. It's an opportunity for us to realize that something is tugging at us. And hopefully everyone is well. Everyone is well. Something is tugging at us, and we may think it's tugging for us to go out and do something with our pals, with our friends. But it's really tugging on us to have a greater idea of ourselves, to have an enlarged idea of ourselves. I found out this morning that on April 3rd, one of the wonderful New Thought leaders, Dr. Frank Richelieu, passed away. Dr. Richelieu has made such a difference for so many years, and so condolences to his wife, Anita, I think of 62 years, a long marriage, and to condolences to the family, and of course to the Redondo Beach Center. That was his center before it became Dr. Moira's. What I know is Dr. Frank would be the first one to say, what is it you do want? What are you going to do with your life? What are you thinking about? What's stirring in you? And what I know, it's something good and very good. I know I've seen that in our center. I went to the Friday morning meeting on Friday. I went on Friday because it was the Friday morning meeting. And Jean and Joyce posted this morning that they have done an amazing job of sewing these masks. And so what I know is that that's something you can do that's creative, that's helpful, and then wear them when you're out and about. You won't believe this, but my brand new laptop cord got chewed. I think my kittens are they're probably paid by the PC and Android folks because they only chew the Apple products, but they chew them and they chewed right through them. So I needed to borrow a charging cord, and I thought, I wonder which one of my friends would have one. And I reached out to our wonderful friend Noir, and he said, oh, yes, I've got something that will work. Well, he brought me his temporarily, and he took mine to fix it. That's the kindness and goodness that is happening right here for all of us. So what I want you to know is I approve of you. I approve of whatever it is that you're doing or not doing. I know how brilliant you are. So I know you're listening to that still small voice within you. And even though it may be hard, you're using your brilliant minds to imagine a future that is filled with love, that is filled with prosperity, that is filled with kindness, that is filled with joy. So joy, 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 joy to the world, joy to each one of us. I'm so very grateful that you showed up this morning. I've got another really special thing to share. I'm going to turn off my filter and go back to the way I look without the disguise. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know I had fun thinking about it and thinking, how creative can I be? And anyway, I'm bringing it to a close and I will pray, but I'll take the filter off before I pray. And so it is. I'll be right back. This is a planned one. Okay, now please join with me in prayer. This is what I know is true. I know that there is only one power, one presence, one life, and that life that is God is everywhere present. It's in, through, around, and for each one of us. It is the Alpha and the Omega. It is that creative mind that takes any impress made upon itself and brings it into being through some inner activity. I know that this one power is operating through each one of us right here, right now, that it's good and only good and very good. And so I speak this word, first of all, for dynamic, perfect health for everyone. And I speak this word in the first person, and so personalize it for yourself, however you want to do that. This is what I know. I know that divine life in me is whole, complete, and perfect. It's ageless being. It is spiritually mature, but in the body, every single cell of the body is being regenerated, renewed, and replaced. Within 3 years, I'm a brand new being. And that's true for each one. So what I know is that all of our systems, our bodies were designed for perfection, for perfect life, for health, vitality, and energy, and aliveness. So what I know is that your health, my health, is God's expression of itself as life. It's good and very good and only good. And this good life that is God in me, God in you, is a body that is strong, that is flexible, that is nourished and exercised and watered in absolute perfection. What I know is that the body temple is the indwelling place of the divine spirit. I am so grateful for this body. I am grateful for the source of supply that lives within, because supply is natural and normal, and so I'm grateful for the ongoingness of that supply. I'm grateful for however it comes, whether it comes by love, whether it comes by money, whether it comes by things. It is the supply of God, God's creative process moving through me. And furthermore, I know that I am love, and I am loved, and I am lovable, and I am loving. I love more than ever before, and I'm so very grateful that I do so love. I'm so very grateful for all this life within me, around me, and for me. I'm grateful, grateful, grateful. And furthermore, I am grateful for the creativity that is natural and normal for the presence of God everywhere. There are new ideas that are coming to me at this very instant, and those ideas are blessings to all. I open my consciousness to new ideas. I say yes to taking risks and being that bold expression of spirit that God created me to be. I'm so very grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for this prayer. I'm grateful for the results of this prayer. And with my heart overflowing with gratitude, I simply release this word to the action of divine mind. The creative mind of God has it. It's done, and so it is. Do you like me now? So without the disguise, without the filter, hello. We have a very special song that we're going to go into our offertory with. Our time of increase, our time of practicing the law of circulation. And it's a choir piece. You'll recognize the whole choir is Diane King Band. It is an amazing piece called Thankful. And I am thankful for Diane and for each one of you. So listen up. I'll get ready.
Some days we forget to look around us. Some days we can see the joy that surrounds us. So caught up inside ourselves, we take when we should give. So for today, we pray for what we know and need, and on this day we aim for peace for you and me. It's up to us.
We give great thanks for Diane King Ban and for her creativity and that wonderful, wonderful song. I know that there's loud clapping going on in all of the homes that have been blessed to hear this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Diane. And so, taking that gratitude, because there is so much to be thankful for, taking that gratitude and realizing that we need to give back. We need to breathe out. We need to exhale. We need to be part of the circulation. So by all means, if you're writing a check, make it out to the Center for Spiritual Living Capistrano Valley. If you're if you're writing a check, make it out there. Whatever you can give, we will be so grateful for. Our expenses continue, as you know, and I'm attempting my very best to give you a spiritual message every Sunday. So if you want to pay by PayPal or by electronics, you can go to our website. There's the donate page. It's right on the front page. And I thank you in advance for whatever you can give. If you can't give money, give something. Give a love, give a virtual hug, give a smile. Smile with your eyes, because we all will have our masks on. We're called to greater things than these. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to close with a peace song, and led by Diane King Ban. And we'll start that right this second. I do have everything queued up. So if you weren't standing, stand now. Hold the hands of the people beside you if you're fortunate enough to have people.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment time. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
It has begun with you. See you at 1 o'clock on our Zoom meeting. Thanks for joining. I love you and appreciate you. And so it is.